been seeing a lot of kid-friendly stuff, but it's basically it's a good mix of like the street racing to where it's like, you know, the culture of Atlanta, you know. So I really think that it's a good blend, you know.
Like the Spider-Verse versus like the realism. I'm excited.
That's the thing, like, because it's like that makes it totally different. I mean, I do hope that people enjoy it for what it is, you know, like showing a little bit of what we do in the culture, you know, keeping people off the streets and making it much better, and keeping the kids off the streets from hurting themselves.
Absolutely. I feel like it's
going to jail.
Let me tell you, because I feel like it's a better, like, bigger end goal with the project. Like, you know, you get the fun, but then you also get a good central theme around it.
Yeah, and it absolutely started from that. That's the crazy. It started from that because we did a big old blowout the very first time, and it was so ginormous when we took over the motor car. You know, we took over Atlanta Motor Speedway, and we took over it, and then it was a really nice time. I think that's the first time I drove my Wraith on a road like that, a yellow race, you know, on a track. Let's just say that, yeah. So
what's one takeaway that you want viewers to get from watching the film?
What's a good takeaway? These are great questions. You know, I didn't even think about that. I should have practiced a little bit. But I would say just what you could take away from it is just, I mean, again, like I said, take it as what it is. It's culturally motivated for what we do as individuals. Exotic car racing just in general, and having fun with each other. Our little, you know, like they say, the Fast and the Furious, but it ain't the Fast and the Furious. It's Atlanta and the culture.
I like that. And that's all you have to say. Mic drop. Well, thank you. All right, how are you doing today?
Hello, how you doing? Shout out to Sheen, man. Shout out to Kim. Shout out to Trey. What up?
Shout out to Rolling Out. Y'all are doing some big things. I see y'all all across social media highlighting the newest artists, highlighting the newest actors. What can you talk to me a little bit about, like, Atlanta culture today and how it aligns with not just film but also magazines and media?
Well, you know, shout out to Sheen. A lot of respect for Sheen. Sheen and Rolling Out have been holding down black culture for a long time. And it's important to do so because you don't want anybody else to tell your story. You know, we wanted to tell our own stories from our own perspective, from our own views. So it's important for outlets like Sheen and Rolling Out to always be at red carpets like this to see movies, so we can tell our people the real deal and not hear from somebody else like Entertainment Tonight or something that ain't black owned and ain't for the culture. You hear me?
From the experts themselves, the real storytellers, people that get to see the things behind the scenes. So that's always important. So I know Takeoff is in this film. Obviously, rest in peace to him. But if you could give him his flowers, if he was still here, what would you say?
You know, I'm just proud of Takeoff. You know, rest in peace, part of Quavo as well. What they have accomplished as a group never be taken from them, their legendary status. Just to see them cross over from music to film just shows you that, you know, they were always working. One thing you hear about Migos behind the scenes is they had an amazing work ethic, you know. So in this film, it just tells that story, you know. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. Shout out to Trey. Shout out to Kim. Sheen Magazine, what up, though?
First and foremost, what are you excited about for this evening? I know you're getting a chance to watch the film before it releases, so talk to me a little bit about that.
I'm just excited to be here. I know that they're incorporating cars and it's like an action movie, so I love like films like Fast and Furious and things like that. So I'm excited to see the film, see what it's about.
Obviously, it's going to showcase a lot of Atlanta culture. So how do you feel about films that do showcase that Atlanta culture in a positive light?
Yeah, well, Atlanta is such a fun place to be. I've been living out here for like 4 years. It's a lot of fun, a lot of opportunity, and I feel like there are like a lot of good elements when it comes to living out here and being out here. So I feel like films should showcase that. There should be, you know, films that showcase it in a good light because it is a good city to live in. So yeah.
I'm sure you're familiar with the Migos, and obviously rest in peace to Takeoff. If you could give him his flowers, what would you say?
Well, I love all their music. Like I said, I'm from Detroit, but used to always be bumping his music in high school. So yes, rest in peace, Takeoff. He left his mark for sure.
So obviously we're here celebrating the premiere of TAKEOVER before it releases. Super excited about that. So I know you played a role in doing the PR. Talk to me a little bit about that.
So I'm with Allen and Company Marketing right now. They are currently doing the PR for Tundra. So they actually got this because they had did a really big racing at a racing here in Georgia, and it actually got picked up by the other producers, and that's how they got on this. And so they own like all types of exotic cars. Like they really race in real life. So it's all about and based on letting children race safely.
Talking to one of the producers about how there's a bigger purpose with the film, not just fun, but obviously racing safely. You know, that's kind of big when it comes to Atlanta culture, but why is it so important for them to kind of depict that in a non-traditional way? I know they talk about the Spider-Verse to the realism aspect of the film, so talk to me about that.
I think whenever you have classics like Fast and the Furious, you kind of want to bring it back, but you want to bring it back different. You don't want to be the same, you don't want to be boring, you don't want to be plain, and I think that's what makes this different, great, fun. And then too, I think it appeals to kids too. You want to be able to get all different types of audience, and I think that's what they considered, and I think they did a good job executing.
Thank you so much, and congratulations too for playing a role in this.
Thank you. You guys enjoy the movie.